The wife went out alone in the middle of the night, and the man followed her angrily, only to find that she was heading towards the cemetery. What was wrong with her? David followed her, puzzled, and when he saw what she was doing, he was almost shocked speechless. She was digging up an old grave with her bare hands. David rushed forward to stop his wife's actions, but she seemed to have gone mad and wouldn't listen, shouting at David to mind his own business. His wife looked completely like a stranger, and she forcefully broke free from David. Before David could react to why she had changed so drastically, she picked up a tombstone and turned towards him. It seemed like his wife was possessed, controlled by someone, unable to listen to David. Just as he was about to strike, a strange song echoed, and upon hearing it, his wife suddenly fainted. Seeing she was just in a coma, David's tense heart finally relaxed. But why had she become like this? David sought help from the local church. In Thai folklore, there have always been rumors of demons and spirits. After hearing David's account of the events, the priest speculated that some evil spirit might be trying to take his wife away. While David and the others were discussing a plan, they suddenly heard his daughter scream from the room. Rushing in, David saw his wife holding their daughter, but her expression was off, clearly possessed again. David shouted for her to let go of their daughter, but his wife ignored him and instead opened her mouth wide, as if to swallow the girl like a demon. Unable to contain his anger any longer, David took a gun out of the drawer. White, black, white, if and only a... When David revealed the truth, his wife put on a pitiful appearance, which confused David. Could it be that his wife had returned to normal? Just as David's heart began to soften, his wife suddenly changed her demeanor, mocking him for not even being able to protect her. This completely ignited David's anger. Fortunately, the two priests intervened in time to prevent David from making a grave mistake. While the three of them were struggling over the gun, David's wife suddenly fainted. It seems that the spirit has already left Mary's body. The priest reminded David that if this continues, Mary might be tormented to death, and no matter where they go, the spirit will find a way to locate them. The only way to completely resolve the issue with the spirit is to enter their world and kill it there, but this is also a very dangerous action. Once an individual enters the realm of spirits, they are unlikely to return. However, for the sake of his family's safety, David was willing to take that risk. After the priest meticulously prepared everything, David lay down in a muddy pit, and the priest covered him with a coffin lid. Following some peculiar incantations, the soil appeared to come alive and swiftly engulfed David. When he opened his eyes, his soul was in an entirely different world. Observing the two priests, David attempted to speak, but they did not respond. It appeared that David could see them, but was unable to communicate. However, he couldn't communicate. David, time was of the essence, and he needed to quickly find the spirit tormenting Mary. David hurried home. If his guess was correct, the spirit was definitely near his house. After avoiding some other spirits, David quickly returned and entered the house. At this moment, his wife was lying on the bed, and the spirit was also there. David recited the incantation taught by the priest, intending to eliminate it immediately. Although the spirit was somewhat surprised that David appeared in their world, it quickly reacted and interrupted David with its interference. David couldn't recite the incantation in time. Cornered, he had to fight the creature hand to hand, but even after several punches, it was unfazed. Even with a slight move, David struggled to defend himself. David tried to fight back, but his punches landed on the creature without causing any harm. Quickly, he chased down again. The fight between the two had already affected David's reality. Although he was strong, he was not very smart, and David seized the opportunity to stick a wooden stick into his head. Thoroughly enraged by David, he breathed fire, attempting to burn David to death. While dodging the flames, David found the holy water given to him by the priest. For the spirits, fire is their life, but water is their nemesis. Despite having the holy water, David had no chance to use it under the fierce attack of the spirit. At that moment, Mary suddenly woke up, and the spirit, seeing Mary, abandoned David, thinking he posed no threat to her and wanted to possess Mary again. However, just as she was about to touch Mary, seeing Mary in danger, David unleashed his potential. David immersed the stick in the sacred holy water, and although it emitted smoke, he observed the golden monster in pain. Enraged, he thrust the entire bottle of holy water into its mouth. Weakened significantly, the creature provided David with an opportunity to recite the incantation from the priest. Upon completion, David shattered the creature into pieces. The monster was completely destroyed. However, David didn't have time to rejoice because the sun was about to rise, and he had to return to the real world before it did, or he would be trapped there forever. On his way back, David inadvertently revealed his presence to all the spirits who rushed towards him upon hearing the news. The priest anxiously waited in the real world, but David was delayed in returning. Meanwhile, David was being chased by a group of spirits, and just as he was about to return to the real world, they tightly grabbed hold of him. As time passed, a red sun rose on the horizon. Under the sunlight, David and the spirits turned to dust, leaving David forever in another world. Without the disturbance of the spirits, Mary returned to normal. She often stared blankly outside the door, as if she could sense David in another world.